Hey everyone, and welcome to BuildBytesDaily. Today we are diving deep into Next.js 16.1. This is a big one, folks. It's an update that's all about making our lives as developers way easier. We're talking about slashing those annoying wait times and giving you basically X-ray vision into your app's code. So we're going to break down how this release is really going to change your day-to-day. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, let's be real. We've all been there. You make one tiny little CSS change, you hit save, and then you wait. And you stare at that little spinner. It can honestly feel like the biggest bottleneck in your entire day. Well, it seems the team at Next.js has been listening to our collective groans because they've aimed right for this exact pain point.
So yeah, the first huge win in 16.1 is all about winning back that lost time. They're taking on what I'm calling the developer's waiting game. And honestly, their solution is a massive step forward for how it feels to work with Next.js every day.
And the star of the show here is the now stable Turbopack File System Caching. This is now on by default. When you run Next.dev, you don't have to lift a finger. So here's the idea. Turbopack is now smart enough to save all its hard work, all that stuff it compiles, right onto your disk. So the next time you restart your server, it doesn't have to start from square one. It just picks up right where it left off. It's brilliant.
Now, talk is cheap, right? Let's look at the actual numbers, because this is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. For a site like React.dev, a cold start goes from nearly 4 seconds down to 380 milliseconds. That is a 10 times improvement. And look at this. For a large Vercel app, we're talking about going from 15 seconds down to just 1 second. That's not just an improvement, that's a whole new world of fast.
So here's the punchline. Your dev server restarts can be up to 14 times faster, and you do absolutely nothing to get it. It's just there, out of the box. This is a fundamental upgrade to your workflow that's going to save you minutes every day, which probably adds up to hours every week.
Okay, so speed is amazing. We love speed. But a great developer experience isn't just about going fast. It's also about having the right tools to really understand what's going on under the hood. So next up, let's check out the new tools that give us some really deep insights.
Ah, yes, the great mystery of the ballooning bundle size. You add one tiny package, and suddenly your production build is massive. And trying to figure out what's taking up all that space can feel like a really frustrating detective game.
Well, to help us solve that mystery, Next.js is giving us a new experimental bundle analyzer. Just think of it like putting on a pair of X-ray goggles for your application. It's built specifically for Next.js and Turbopack, and its whole job is to show you exactly what's eating up space in your bundles for both your server and your client code.
And you won't believe how easy it is to get started. You just run one command, Next Experimental Analyze. That is literally it. It spins up this awesome interactive UI right in your browser, and you can start digging deep into your app's anatomy to see what's what.
Now this is not your average basic tree map. Because it's so deeply integrated with Next.js, it's incredibly powerful. You can filter down to a specific route to see what code it's loading. You can trace the entire import chain to figure out why on earth a certain module is even there. You can even follow imports as they cross from the server to the client. This level of insight is an absolute game changer for optimization.
Now, seeing into your bundle is fantastic for optimization, for sure, but that same need for clarity applies when you're just trying to squash a bug, right? The easier it is to get your debugger running, the faster you can get back to building. And yep, 16.1 has a really nice improvement here too.
Just look at the difference. The old way, you had to mess around with setting a node environment variable. It worked, but it was kind of clunky. The new way, it's just a simple intuitive flag, -inspect. It's just so much cleaner and way easier to remember. And this isn't just about being simpler to type, it's also way smarter. The old method would attach the debugger to every single process Next.js was running, which created a ton of noise. This new -inspect flag, though, is surgical. It attaches only to the process running your actual app code. That means a much cleaner, more focused debugging session for you.
All right, next up we have one of those subtle changes that is actually a massive deal. This is for anyone who's ever had to fight with not your dependencies, but your dependencies' dependencies. You know the pain. This solves a really long-standing headache.
Let me paint you a picture. I'm sure you've been here. You install a library, maybe a database RM, and that library needs something else, like the Cyclet package. Now, you never import Cyclet yourself, but in the past, you might have had to add it to your own package.json just to make things work. It felt messy. Well, guess what? Not anymore. Turbopack is now smart enough to find these dependencies of dependencies and just handle them correctly. No more manual hacks, it just works.
So, you've seen the massive speed boosts and the cool new tools, and you're probably thinking, okay, I'm sold. How do I get all this? Well, the really good news is it is incredibly easy. You've basically got two options. You can use the new automated code mod CLI, that's the recommended way, or you can just do it the classic manual way and update your Next, React, and React-On packages. Either way you go, you'll be up and running with all this good stuff in just a minute or two.
So, you see, this release is so much more than just its big headline features. It's really a whole collection of refinements that, when you add them all up, make for a huge upgrade to the entire Next.js experience.
And there are a bunch of other great little quality-of-life updates too. Your Next.js install is now 20 megabytes smaller, which is always nice. There's a new Next Upgrade command to make future updates even simpler. You get better build logs, better timings, and Turbopack is smarter about async imports. It's all these little things that just add up.
So when you put it all together, the theme of Next.js 16.1 becomes crystal clear, right? It's all about getting the friction out of your way, it's about giving you your time back, and arming you with powerful new tools so you can build better, faster, and more optimized apps.
So that brings us to the end of our tour. But now, I really want to turn it over to you. We've looked at the massive speed boost from caching, the deep insights from the new Bundle Analyzer. Which of these new features are you most excited to get your hands on? Which one do you think will have the biggest impact on your projects?
Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. I'm genuinely curious to hear. And of course, if this explainer helps you get up to speed with everything new in Next.js 16.1, please do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to BuildBytesDaily for more deep dives. Thanks for watching.